I'm good.
I always make sure mine's up before I do anything. Alright, so what's up, guys? From Goodyear here, and welcome to the NASCAR Fantasy Racing League. And tonight we have the Cup Series at the first road course race of this season. This is the Goodyear 250. It's going to be a long race tonight. I hope we have less bumping than the FES series. I hope the cameras actually work tonight because they were malfunctioning big time the other day. And yeah, tonight, per a couple of drivers' requests, we're going to do the driver intros, which none of you have ever heard that on my end before, but basically, we ask each driver if they're here and they have the full ability to play a sound effect or just acknowledge that they are here. So yeah, I will let Pudgy start that list off.
Oh boy. Alright guys, gonna go down this grid. We're gonna send her into one at full tilt, I tell you what. Swan.
Yep.
Bobby.
Yes.
Down east.
I'm so depressed I can't even blame.
Si, senor.
Well, that's not normal. Anyways, Frankie.
Hello.
Lone.
If he finishes errands.
I have. That's why I opened this thing so early.
Fudge.
Our stupid camera, please work, thank you.
Huds. George. George. And the announcer himself, Garfreak.
Swim, female, swim.
Alright, y'all, so have a good race. I will be back to do the race win interview, and if someone outlandish wins one of the stages, I'll be back to interview them. Have a good race, y'all.
That was horrible.
Nobody had fun.
Alright, y'all, if you can hear me, it is just me now. We have left the official chat, and now we're over here in our own chat. So now we're going to get ready to go green here. And yeah, driver intros, they do that at the start of each stage and the main stage, the last one. And usually I do that if I'm a racer too, so that's why Pudge wanted me to let y'all hear that tonight. Just a little bit different than usual. I might try to do that every week, if y'all like that sort of thing. I'm still getting the stuff ready for this video. Because again, with my brilliant channel, I have to upload the thumbnails and stuff after I go live, because I'm not quite sure how to set up a live video in addition to. I hear a problem. Hold on, there's something wrong with one of the drivers here. 1 second. Well, that's loud. Holy crap. Okay, I'm glad I have a volume adjuster. Alright. So this is our premier series, the Cup Series. Arguably one of the fastest cars on our circuit. And this should be one of the longest races of the season. So yeah, welcome all. Welcome everyone that wants to watch tonight's race. I'm gonna go through this quali grid while they're getting formed up here, and actually I forgot to change something on one of my controller settings, so unfortunately I won't be able to do that for this stage, but I think I'll be able to do it next stage. So yeah, this is the Goodyear 250 for the NFRL Cup Series, and Haas is on front row once again. Swan taking pole position. I can't remember. Oh no, he didn't get pole last week because I actually did, even though I didn't even run the race. But yeah, Swan's first pole of the season with Fabi lining up second place. Downey spoiled the Haas show and got third place. He only beat Clone by I think under a tenth, but that was enough to keep the Haas boys from lining up 1, 2, 3. Clone gets fourth, and then Frankie, the crazy winner from FES on Saturday, he's going to start fifth. Lone has sixth, Pudge has seventh, Hud's in eighth, and then one of our newer rookies, George, back there in ninth place. Yeah, this race should be wild. We have 3 stages. First and second stage are 12 laps apiece, and then after that, the final stage is going to be 20. So that's going to be a lot of racing with the boys tonight. And as these guys come around for the first turn, or sorry, the first form up of the race, I must point out something that was brought to my attention. If you watch some of these, streams on demand after they happen, you might notice a stream cuts out. That's simply because of my internet. I literally can't control that. Like, I'm hardwired in, and still, I'm out in the boondocks, so you know, it is what it is. I'm sorry if it happens at a big moment, because it actually happened during one of the wrecks during FES. But alright, cars are forming up, and this is not a choose cone, this is an actual form up. Hopefully this is going to be a good race. I do believe it's also going to race into the nighttime, so that should be fun to see all these cars under the track lights. And here we go, everybody. They're past the restart zone, and we're going to go green when they get to the start-finish line. The Goodyear 250 is officially racing. Green flag is out. Big push from the inside line to get Swan out to the lead. Let's see if they can survive turn 1. Down East gives a little bit of a shot. Okay, well, they're all still grouped up together a lot. Dear God. Coming off into the sharp right-hander. Fabi's actually back all the way in, almost dead last as many cars shoot off into the grass. Huds is off. Fabi went off. Pudge is off. So yeah, I do believe that's going to be a yellow flag already. They survived turn 1, but they did not survive turn 2. In this case, I think you do need to survive both of them. So just like that, we're going to have another restart. And certainly not going to open pits, because dear God, they barely ran in a fifth of a lap, so that should be fine. And now the grid is a little shaken up after that. Fabi was second, now he's 7th. Clone was 3rd, he's now 5th. Down East was 3rd, he's now up to 2nd. Frankie was back in 5th or 6th, he's up to 3rd. And again, Frankie's riding high right now. He got RFK Racing back to victory lane in the FES series. Now he's going to see if he can try to get another win for him today in the Cup Series. Oh, that was a exhilarating one turn before they went back to yellow flag. So now this time it's going to be a choose cone, so drivers get to choose whatever lane they want to start in, but they have to choose at that dark line going across the track. Down East and Frank both dive high. That's interesting. And let's see how these guys are lining up. So it looks like Pudge, Fabi, Frank, and Down East make up the outside row. Swan and Lone are the first 2 cars on the inside line. Great camera angle here as they're going to come down in formation to the start-finish line. 5 versus 4 in the lines. And green flag is back out. A decent shot to the 16 car from Frank. 3 wide there for 3rd place. Oh my gosh, they better not stay that way. Oh my gosh, look how much they're fanning out. It looked like they could have been 4 wide there for a second, even though that one car was way off the track. Oh God, Swan goes to the lead as a car goes off into the grass. Not sure who that was, trying to pan this camera back. And I believe that was the 18, just spun out into the grass. I'm going to guarantee you they don't throw a yellow for that. Trying to listen for these cars' engines. Again, I don't know officially if a caution comes out until I hear these cars lifting. As we go to the in-car camera here for the 44, nope, he's still going full steam, so we will stay green for now. 18 car just got wicked loose as I noticed these two cars battling in the mirror of the 44. Side by side for second. Lone's trying to get a run on the outside. Fabi's going to power through on the inside. Now these cars are trying to stay single file. Huds is massively shaky in that 66 car. Pudge is back in 6th. Where's Frankie? Frankie's back in 8th place. He may or may not have been involved with the 18 car. I know he shot out to the way outside of turn 1 on that restart, but I didn't know he fell back that much. Now with Swan in the lead, Fabi in 2nd. Again, your front row for this race, starting to show their speed now that we're getting up to pace. Again, there's going to be fuel mileage, tire strategy. There's going to be tons of stuff going on in here. Whoa! A little battling back here for 3rd. Clone and Lone are getting really touchy-feely back there. Can Lone get to the inside? He will. They're still door-to-door for that position. Clone's going to try to cross him over. Lone blocks. There's a car way to the outside. Hud's under braked. He shoots almost way off the track. Now, if you have not seen the FES race, I really recommend you go watch that, especially Stage 2. But let's just say nobody really held back in that race. Everybody was touchy-feely, just bumping and dooring. And right now, it looks like Clone and Lone are going to keep that streak going. Got a heavy braking zone. Clone basically missed the corner and almost took Lone with him. Pudge is off into the grass. As long as he doesn't spin, I think we'll be able to stay green. He's really slow, just trying to get back onto the racing surface. Looks like he's fine. Just checking the leaders. Yep, we're still green. It's all fine. And I'm watching Clone and Lone. Although Lone right now is starting to gap the 3 car. Down East is starting to get up onto the 3 car, so these 3 could be battling here before it's all over for this stage. And this time by is only going to be lap 4 complete out of 13. And again, there's 13 because there's a pace lap, so technically it doesn't count. Cars are zooming through there, man. These cars are not the fastest cars on the circuit, but they are one of the toughest to drive. Because Oshkosh runs about 850 horsepower and Cup runs 650. And then Cup also runs 700 at a few other tracks. Swan and Fabi are starting to separate themselves 1-2. Fabi just ran the fastest lap of the race so far with a 140.3. Oh, Clone under brake. He's going to almost send it into the tire barrier. Somehow he didn't go into that. I don't know how he didn't. Again, these 2 cars are the ones to watch. Down East has fallen off a little bit from the 3, and let's see what Clone does. I thought he was going to dive low right there. Honestly thought he was just going to dive low and punt Lone into the corner. So while those 2 are trying to get to each other, Fabi's trying to get up to Swan to try to take the lead. Oh, now all of a sudden Down East is back in the fight here with these other 2 cars. Clone driving that number 3 Mobile 1 car. Again, I'm really curious, what does Clone try to do if he gets close enough to the 43 to try to do anything? Cars are mostly single-filed out. As we look back here, Huds is just falling off pace viciously. Pudge is back in 8th place, trying to stay in front of the 18 car. So you see the gap on the top right on the track map. These 2 drivers are separated by about a quarter of the straightaway. It sounded like one of them got loose. Oh, Swan got really loose. That's going to help Fabi get all the way up to him. And Fabi is going to go by for the lead. Fabi, the winner of the Daytona 500, now leading this race. Dude, that 4 car's fast today. Clone's starting to lose Lone just a little bit again as Down East is trying to get up to the 3 car to do anything for that spot. Down East actually is going to come down pit lane. He has 56 gas remaining. I don't know what that pit stop's for. I don't even think I saw him get loose anywhere, so it's not like he could have flat spotted a tire, so I don't know what he's coming down the pit road for. As we look up at the lead, man, these two Haas cars, easily the two fastest guys here today, and they're probably going to be battling all race long. Lone gets into the grass. It's not going to help Clone any, though. Well, it might, actually. As you look on the left side, you can see the gaps as I scroll through the driver list between drivers. So right now, Lone has Clone gap by about 5/10. That gap's probably going to go up with that under braking. Yeah, now it's all the way up to 8/10, now back down to 7. It's fluctuating. That's the beauty of racing. As we look up here, Fabi's starting to gap Swan a little bit. Yeah, that 4 car's not afraid to show what he can do here. Again, Stuart Haas, they're running Chevrolets as a default manufacturer this season. But that doesn't mean that every driver must run that, as Clone is on Stuart Haas, but he's running a Dodge for his 3 car. And here he comes with the draft with the 43. Is he gonna... Oh, nope, he didn't go for the pass. He backed off. Probably a smart move. Waited out, try to make the move at a better spot. Gassing it up strong out of the bus stop, and he's gonna be right back up to his bumper. Just looking through the field here as they come through this bus stop. I'm shocked to see Pudge all the way back in 7th. Yeah, that 18 car, that was strictly a corner cut. I just got word that Down East actually has to take care of something, so he's actually just parked in the pit lane. As the leaders come through here, Fabi might be in the lead, but Swan's not letting him get away easily. And here we go, as Clone finally got around the 43 for 3rd place. Now let's see what happens going into this corner. Lone, he is there, almost turns Clone. Yeah, that's pretty much what we saw in the FES series. A lot of that, and a lot more lethal. Now that Lone did that, Clone goes to the outside. They both almost missed the corner. Okay, yeah, we're going to stay watching these two, as the leaders do get pretty close. Actually, yeah, Swan's almost there for the lead. We got to watch both of these groups. Swan is currently purple on that lap. If he beats that 140.3, that'd be a crazy fast lap time. And these drivers are really spread out right now. I think that's happened in all 3 series. It's just a product of road course racing. See how close Swan is? He's literally under 2/10. And with these guys getting draft off of each other, they might really be able to compete for that purple lap time. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what Swan's trying to do. Just stay in the draft and get that purple. Swan's going to go under Fabi, so I think Fabi just let him go. I want to see what this lap time's going to be, because Swan has it purpled by at least 2/10. Coming to the start-finish line, it is 140.0. That is a quick lap time. Now, I was able to watch some of the Haas boys practice, I believe it was last night, and the Haas cars were able to hit 139, so they were really getting into their zone. Both of these guys just under brake. Clone's going to try to pass on the outside. He is there. These two boys right here, they do not care. They are going to do anything to try to get that spot. As on the left side, you can see Pudge and Hudge. They're both going to come down pit lane. Tires squealing on that 9 car. I thought I heard that for a second out of the corner of the camera. Now all of a sudden, Lone has a big gap to Clone. I do know Clone, and I do believe he's getting pretty heated behind the wheel of that 3 car. And once again, I told this story in FES, but these 2 cars, the 43 and the 3, they were teammates at one point, but Lone was the team owner, and Lone fired Clone late in that season. And they've never been teammates since, and ever since then, they just haven't been on the same page. Haven't really cared for each other, and just anytime they race close to each other, they just don't care about one another. And as we look up at the leaders, once again, under 2/10 separating them. Fabi goes a little bit more to the outside. He's just trying to stay with that 44. Swan's going to get a little bit of a run out of that corner. So if you get in that grass like that, it's definitely going to slow you down. And yeah, except for that one caution, green flag racing ever since. And Down East is officially out of the pit lane, so whatever he had to take care of, looks like he's fine. He's just down a few laps. Fabi gets into Swan. Fabi's not taking the lead, though. He knows that was an aggressive hit. I don't think these boys are going to battle as hard as the 3 and the 43, but they'll still battle. If you look up on the track map, there's nobody who's wrecking or anything. Everybody's fine. The 18 car just coasted to pit lane out of fuel, as you can see on the left side there. And the most cars can make this stage on one pit stop, I'm pretty sure. So now that those 3 came down, I'm pretty sure these leaders are going to come down. They should come down this time or next lap, honestly. Because I do believe those boys are going to be getting fresh tires to try to make up whatever time they can. Although I don't think tires make that much of a difference. I mean, they might to some people, you never know. Oh, I just realized that I did not finalize the settings on this video when I was setting it up earlier. My bad, it should look fine now. Coming down to the bus stop, the lead is now up to 5/10. And again, I don't think these two will pit separately. I think they'll pit at the same time. As we look back, since the 3 car pitted, Lone is now all by himself. Clone is back. Let's see if they do it. Yep, this time. So the Haas boys will be pitting on lap 9. Now does Lone follow them? Because I'm not sure what the fuel strategy is of that 43, but he might be able to get another lap out of it. Coming down. Oh, nope, nope. I thought he was going to try it, but nope, he's going to come down pit lane. All 3 of the leaders actually have almost the same fuel remaining, so that's pretty cool. Cars coming past the start-finish line. If I had to guess, I think that's down east. Here comes Clone. I don't know, man. Clone might have timed this a little better. Clone might be able to get out in front of that 43 car. Gotta make it around this corner. Yep, Lone's gonna take tires. In fact, yeah, Clone timed this really good. Trying to see when the 43's coming out. Yeah, Clone's already past pit exit, so actually Clone's going to have a decent gap on the 43. Now, there you see it. When Clone came into pit lane, Lone had a couple of car lengths on him, and now Clone is way in front of him. So that was actually really good on him to pit early. I'm not sure if Clone took tires, because that might be the difference. Because I don't think just pitting early would get you that much time. As we look back up at the leaders, they're still battling up here. Now it's an 8/10 gap. And yeah, if you've seen these races in the past, Fabi's been one of the best drivers at this racetrack, but he's never been able to fully close the deal. All of Stewart Haas, they've just, you know, they want to have speed, they want everybody to be fast, but Fabi's kind of overdue for a win at this racetrack. Man, they just shoot out of that bus stop. If they get into the grass a little bit, you can literally see the shreds of grass just blowing up into the wind. So Clone is back here. Looks like there might be a car like right behind the leaders. Oh, it's down east. So he's on lap 8. The leaders are on lap 10. So wow, he's 2 laps down. Dear God. Yeah, so that basically makes down east ineligible to do anything this stage. But with the lucky dog and the free pass, I'm pretty sure he should be able to get back on the lead lap next stage. Fabi's closing this gap, man. I mean, and Fabi winning the first race of the season, the 500, that's certainly going to give him some momentum going into this race. Swan goes to the outside. Oh, they are too wide in a really bad spot. Really, really bad. Okay, yep, Fabi backed off. About to say, yeah, if you're going to pass him, go for it, but not there. These guys are almost dead even in speed. Stewart Haas has certainly brought the thunder today, giving Fabi, Swan, and Clone all really good equipment. And again, after, wow, Frank just passed Lone. I noticed that on the driver list, I was like, whoa, gotta look back at that. Yeah, oh, Lone's gonna shoot way off the track and obliterate those track signs. Lone, well, he saved it. Pudge almost bowled him over as Pudge is going to go into the grass. I'm looking for that track sign that just went to Egypt. You see it right there in the middle of the grass. Holy crap, dude. Well, that was fun. Now we look back up at the leaders. The purple time is still standing at a 140.0. And now there's going to be 2 laps to go this time when they cross the start-finish line, and the question is, When does Fabi make the move? He's going to look to his outside right now. Nope, he's going to stay behind him. Now he's going to look to the outside. I think he's going to try to apex this corner just a little bit better. Oh, they're still too wide. I think Fabi's trying to get underneath of him. It won't work. Fabi is holding strong there. Swan's going to get a slight run on the inside. And again, Swan won the Clash at Daytona. Fabi won the Daytona 500. So both of these boys are actually coming off of a victory at Daytona. And Clone is coming off of a victory in the Oshkosh Series, winning the Daytona 250. And then, yeah, go back to Frank. He's literally won on Saturday, won the FES race at this very track. Again, we have lots of great drivers in this league, just giving it their all. I gotta say, just one caution for this stage, because it looks like they're going to be able to finish this stage under green. I don't think anybody's going to call yellow. And Swan's purple by so much that if he keeps this up, he will run a 39 in this stage. Now the lead is up to 5/10, but it's going down a little bit because, again, with all this draft on the oval section, I think Fabi should be able to get back to him. That just shows, man, Swan has a lot of speed in the road course section. Lead is now 3/10 and growing. Fabi loose. Save it, save it. Oh, he almost didn't, but he did. What a save by Fabi. He looked fine coming out of the bus stop, and then it quite literally was not fine. That was a piece of work right there. Coming to the white flag, 1 lap to go as Swan now has a 3-second gap over Fabi. Oh my gosh. I think Fabi just pushed it a little bit too hard. You know, coming to the white, you might as well see what you can do, and that is something that he cannot do. Just write that down and make sure you remember that for all the stages going forward. And as the lead is pretty much sustained over here, we're going to take a look through the field. So Clone is right here. Down East is coming up on him, even though Down East is still last because of being laps down. Clone is in 3rd. Frank is in 4th. Nobody really has any competition for a position right now. Except for Lone and Pudge. They're definitely working together here. And funny enough, George in that 18 car is actually in front of Lone and Pudge. As they just now took the white flag, Swan is literally on the other side of them, of that barrier, going back onto the oval section. Then we look back a little further. Huds is just now taking the white flag. Just that 66 car looks really off pace. They're going to have to make an adjustment here for the stage break. And Down East, unfortunately, just had to go to the pits and take care of something. Unfortunately, he was not able to get his laps back this stage, but he'll be fine next stage. And yeah, with all that, Swan is now 3.5 seconds in front of Fabi. And again, Swan being on pole position, just a great run to win this stage from the pole. Now he'd like to win the race from the pole position. Coming around this long, winding corner. And a great job by him. Really consistent, really fast lap times with that 140.0. And here we go. Swan will officially win stage 1 for the Goodyear 250. I was watching to make sure he didn't purple that lap. I thought he might have. Fabi with a very honorable 2nd. Clone's going to come home 3rd. Stuart Haas will finish 1, 2, 3. RFK's running 4 and 7. Petty's running 6 and 8. Teams are all spread out here today. Clone's just going to spin it out and risk wrecking his car across the start-finish line, but it looks like he's fine. He's not going to be fine if that car clobbers him. He's fine. I don't know who that was. It might have been Down East, but yeah, almost got clobbered there after the green checkered waved. Alright, we're going to take a little break here after everybody finishes this up. I'll throw the Stage 1 results up on the screen so y'all can look at it. And again, hope y'all are really enjoying these live streams because, again, Friday, Saturday, and Monday, live streams. Full-length NFRL races, live commentated, nothing scripted. There we go. Here we can see a little clip of Swan in Victory Lane. Kellogg's Cornflakes. Alright, so there are your results. And again, Swan with a 140.0, as George's best lap is a 143.1. He's over 3 seconds quicker than that 18 car. All right, that was stage one. Gonna take a little break here while these drivers also take a break, and we will be back in 5 to 10 minutes to start stage two. Alright, y'all, we're back. Should be starting stage 2 here momentarily. I just noticed that Van Gogh arrived at the track a little bit late, so he'll be starting up stage 2 with us. So we're going to have a 10-car field. I also got word that Pudge had the wrong part on his car, and because of that he has to go to the rear for next stage. Sorry about that long break. I wanted to grab me a cold drink because I am thirsty. We'll take this time during the stage break to shout out some of our league sponsors. Again, huge shout out to Lone Wolf and Pudge because they both take money out of their own pockets and put towards our prize pool for this league, so our drivers have something to race for. Greatly appreciate that from them. Also thanks to Wheels. He's a Madden YouTuber. He has, I think, 3 or 4 different channels that he uses for different reasons, but his main one is Wheels, spelled with a Z. Go there now to see up-to-date Madden content for the new Madden 24. Also go to his Twitch channel, which I'm going to look that up this time because I forget what the actual name of it is. Actually, Wheels is live right now. I usually watch his streams, but I obviously can't watch when I have to stream these races. But yeah, on Twitch, his name is WheelsFL. Go follow him. Go subscribe. Also, if you have a subscribe you want to use. He twitches every night, 7 p.m. Eastern. And also, he runs a thing called Slosh Saturdays on Saturday where he just gets absolutely blitz drunk and then plays Madden or some other games with the boys. So, yeah, go ahead and give him a Twitch follow or a YouTube subscription. Much appreciated since he did give money towards this league to sponsor us. And also, while Fabianski is not an official sponsor really, he's the guy that basically keeps the Cup Series here afloat with all of his car designs and all of his crazy... If you look at the car list, I know they're really small over there on the right side, but he's designed almost every car over there on that right side, and Fabi does it all by hand, no help from anybody, so yeah. Huge appreciation to Fabi for being a part of the NFRL. We always appreciate having him here. And yeah, we'll get going here soon. Looks like Van Gogh's just on the track running a lap real quick. And again, Van Gogh missed the first stage, so that's why he's just getting a lap or two and just get a feel for the car. And also, yes, I know what you're thinking. We are running a legit NASCAR points race right now, and this is the stage break, so there's not really a race going on. But we're not going to just keep it to where cars are locked on pit road. If they want to go out and test something with a performance change, they can. Also, remember, if you want to be a part of the NASCAR Fantasy Racing League, we still have slots open for all 4 of our series. We run the Winston Series on Thursdays, Oshkosh on Fridays, Ford EcoBoost on Saturdays, and then obviously the Cup Series on Mondays. Just message CarFreak13 on PlayStation to mention the NFRL, and we can set you up an interview with our admin. Oh, they're really putting some extra time in here to practice. We're going to back out of that screen, just go back to this screen. Just a quick reminder of the Stage 1 results. Those gaps, that's what drives me insane about this list here. Down East isn't on that list, even though he finished 9th. I guess it only shows the top 8. Oh, that's how you show it. Yeah, like, Clone finished 3rd. He was 20 seconds off. Frank was 30 seconds. George was 45 seconds along with Lone. Like, dear God, those are some gaps. Yeah, we should be starting soon. I'm not sure what the delay is. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Shout out to Saray. Hope she's enjoying tonight's race. Also, shout out to Mookie if she's watching or if she watched earlier. Hope she enjoyed what she did watch. And shout out to, obviously, everybody who watches these league races. I've mentioned, this is quite new for me, I make edited videos on the fly. I don't usually do live streaming or commentating, and main reason for that was back in the days, well, kind of still today, but I didn't have internet anywhere strong enough to live stream. It would either crash the whole house for the Wi-Fi or it would just ruin it, so now being hardwired on the newest technology with the PS5, it makes things a lot easier, so I'm very grateful to have one. Again, the stage delay is taking a long, long time. Just going to check in and see what's going on. Might just hop back in league chat and check in with the boys, because dear God, they're acting like the next stage isn't even going to happen. Alright, just got word they're about to go green, so again, sorry about that delay. Yeah, I mean, 10 cars. The 9 cars we had in stage 1 all did pretty good. Adding a 10th one might be just what we need for all of this to completely fall apart. Jeez. Once again, I've said this about 3 or 4 times now, this is taking a long time for this to get going. Alright, cars are on the track. I'll get the setup thing here in a second. Alright, so now the cars are finally back on track. So, biggest mover, I guess, from stage 1, it might be Frank. Well, I mean, that's moving from 5th to 4th. I'm not really sure about that. It's probably George, actually. He was dead last, and now he's up to 5th. Yeah, got a decent number of cars out here today, especially now with this 10th edition. Oh, man. Again, it's crazy that, you know, with this league, and then obviously just life, sometimes the middle of the week feels more like the weekend than the weekend, you know, without these live streams. So I must say, it's not, I don't simply just go live and not edit anything. I always have a thumbnail ready to go, the set custom descriptions and all that, so I'm trying to make it as legit as possible. And again, if y'all like what you see here, please give us a follow on our YouTube channel. And also check out our channel, because we have tons of other videos, like funny moments from other video games. We have full-length NASCAR races that were actually taped beforehand, so lots of great stuff to watch on our channel. And also, definitely subscribe and switch that notification bell on to be notified every time we go live, because again, we're going to be doing a lot of live racing this season. As we look through the field here, that 9 car is wild, man. That 9 car has a lot of different colors on it. Really like seeing that. I could have sworn I just heard a car with anti-lag. So the reason I mentioned the anti-lag thing is because they put a rule in place right before the race that anti-lag is not supposed to be used on these cars anymore. And if anybody is found to have anti-lag, then that would be a failed post-race inspection with the wrong parts. I don't know about that 18 car being high. It looked like he went low and then he was high. Yeah, they're having some trouble with the starting grid. Yeah, I don't think that 18 car knows what the rule is for restarts. Okay, they are going to go green this time, though. Here we come to the start-finish line, and we are green again. Bobby gives a decent shot to Swan, as Clone's going to return that favor. They are 3 wide back there, it looked like. Bobby staying really low. 2 cars sideways. That's just Pudge, though. You know he won't wreck that car. It's a huge line of cars coming through the works here. Just scrolling through the cars to see everybody come through there. Looks like everybody's going to get through there okay. Lone's off into the grass. He is going to save it. He almost got loose and turned it. Van Gogh's back in 10th. Again, glad Van Gogh showed up tonight. I think he was just a little bit late getting home, but I'm really glad he found the time to still race with us. Now coming back onto the oval section after the road course, Swan's still going to hold about a 7/10 gap to second place. And now with Clone up in third, I really do want to see what he can do without traffic in front of him, because I think the 43 might have held him up a little bit last stage. And now George is already back up to 7th place. Again, I don't think he understood the restart rule, because we have a strict way we do it, just like IRL NASCAR does with a choose cone, and he switched lanes after the choose cone, and that is a penalty of going to the tail end of the longest line. George under braked a little bit in that 18. He's trying to stay with that pack. I don't think Pudge was in 5th on that restart. I think he's come up a few spots. And actually, no, Pudge was 2nd to last. So yeah, he's definitely gained a few spots. As he comes out of the final corner, I'm looking back at that little pack here. To my knowledge, George is slowly getting the reputation of Pug in the FES series, so I don't think anybody's really going to take much from that 18 car. Just a massive single file line of race cars. There you see the gap as Frank is starting to close the gap a little bit on the 3 car. Down East to the inside of the 18. The 18 car's not giving him much room. Down East is going to bully his way through there for that spot. And like we mentioned, Down East is he got his 2 laps back, so that means he's actually on the lead lap racing positions now. I thought Frank underbraked a little bit there, but it looks like he's fine. I'm hearing tires squealing everywhere. I'm trying to figure out who's doing it. I'm sorry about the camera system on this game, because all I can do is this, scroll through the cameras. I can't actually change the camera angle. I mean, I wish there was a button I could map for that. Yeah, Down East up to 6th. He got caught in traffic back there to start this stage, but it looks like he got through it. And again, George, man, if he finished 5th in stage 1, so I mean, he has the speed, kind of, but I don't really think he has the consistency right now. Look up at the leaders. The leader gap is 4/10 and actually dropping. I think Fabi's in his draft ever so slightly, so now it's down to 3/10. Geez, Clone is 2.5 seconds off of Fabi. Dear God, he's losing it. Oh, and actually, as we can look through this pack of cars here, Down East is starting to catch up to Pudge. And then Down East was supposed to go to Stuart Haas, and then right before the season started, Down East backed out of the deal because he thought he didn't have enough time to properly be on that team. We still have the focus on this. Does Down East go low? No, Pudge is going to brake really late just to keep the spot. Frank is approaching Clone. He's going to try to get that spot away from him. He's going to go for 3rd. You don't want to say something like this early in the race, but I truly don't think anybody's going to have anything for these top 2 cars. I mean, unless it's a late green-white checkered attempt, as Pudge is now up to Frankie, and now these 4 cars right here are getting really close quarters with each other. Oh, this could be bad. Now Frank's going to try to go low on the 3, can't get there. Pudge is right there even with the 9 car. Now that's 2 RFK cars working together, so they might try to draft and get around that 3 car. Well, this is what we like to see right here. That Milo's decal on the trunk of that car is humongous. In case you were wondering what Pudge's favorite drink was, I do believe it's Milo's. And actually, shout out to Milo's, because Milo's does make amazing sweet tea. Coming through the bus stop! The lead car of that, Frankie, he was really close to cutting that in the grass, but I do believe he got it by a hair of his tire tread. Look up to the front, Swan's still leading. I think these 2 cars are pretty content with running 1-2. And again, Fabi already has the win in the 500. Fabi has 5 playoff points. So he would never give a win away. However, he might be thinking, you know, if I sit in second, I could still get second place points. And then Swan would have 5 playoff points to his bank. As we look back here, this is just getting wild, as Down East is going to go by for 3rd place. Basically, try to imagine this is the race for the lead, because those 2 cars are so far up ahead. This pack of 4 right now is just battling as if it is for the lead. Tell ya, racing's getting pretty good out here today. Pudge tried to go low, but then Down East just, he apexed that right around to go back in front of the 2. Drivers are currently on lap 5 out of 13, so I'm going to guess the pit cycle will start around lap 7. Although I think some of these cars can only make it about 6, so it's going to be a little different. Now the problem is, if you can only make it about 6 laps on a tank, that's going to be close to whether you can make it the whole distance on 1 pit stop. Ooh, Fabi got a little loose there again. Now again, the bus stop is what took Fabi out of it in stage 1. He was not able to fully battle Swan all the way to the end. So we look through these cars. That bundle of 4 is starting to get spaced out a little bit. Down East was wicked slow coming through the bus stop. The 18 car is staying in front alone. I don't know why that stupid thing just fidgeted right there. Now coming down to the start-finish line. Wow, the gap to the leader is now 9/10, over a second. Now it's down to 6/10. Now it's down to 4/10. Okay, whatever Fabi just did, he lost time and then he made it all back up again. Fabi's right there. He's right in striking distance. As we keep the angle right here, you got a little group of 3 cars back here. Wow, there's a car dives. It's Clone. He dove low to the inside, tried to get around Frank. That didn't work, and now Down East is going to try to cross him over. Wow. Pudge now has complete control of 3rd place, but these 3 cars are battling for 4th. Again, every position you get is another point at the end of the stage. Then the stage winner gets a playoff point. Then if you win the race, you get 40 points and 5 playoff points. Again, every driver is racing for something. You gotta try to get the most out of it. Wow, Van Gogh is actually in front of HUDs. Right now, Petty GMS is running 8th, 9th, 10th. That team is really struggling right now. George is a brand new driver driving for Kyle Busch Motorsports in that 18 car. Lone is one of the longest time drivers of this league, and he's actually struggling to keep up with the 18. Man, I was talking like in FES, I forget what race it was, but RFK was just struggling big time with that. And now all of a sudden, Petty GMS is the team that's just, they can't get anything going today. We're going to look up at this pack of 3 now as George is actually keeping the spot over Lone for now. These guys are drafted. I mean, they're doing the smart thing. They're trying to work together and see if they can make up any time in the oval section. Going off into this wide turn 1. Again, that's a heavy braking zone. Your brakes will get tested in that section. It could very easily not work and just send you off into the barrier. Swan's lead is now over a second, but it's slowly falling back. Once again, just picture two top-notch drivers with basically identical equipment. Put them on the track at the same time and watch them work. Because that is what Swan and Fabi are doing. I'm going to try to watch this gap between Pudge and Fabi, because again, Pudge is one of the better drivers here at the road course. He got DNF'd in stage 1 because he did have an illegal part on his car. But now that that's all situated, he's officially being scored again, so now we just got to see what he can do when he has the proper parts. Looking at the track map in the top right, I mean, there's not much happening. It's actually, wow, that gap to the leader is now 1.5 seconds. What the heck did Fabi do in that last corner? Coming through the bus stop, just watching that gap between these two, and that's Fabi's trouble point. That's where Fabi loses the most. He's going to gain a little bit this time, shockingly. Oh, my lord. So as Swan is leading, he's about to come across the start-finish line, and looking at last place HUDs, he's just now coming back onto the oval. That's insane. I'll check the lead gap between Pudge and Fabi here. Oh no, that gap is definitely getting bigger. Okay, I thought Pudge might have been catching up. So I think next time by, we're going to do an NFRL crank it up and let these engines really have the spotlight here in this video. All of a sudden the lead gap is actually getting smaller. Fabi's starting to catch him back. It's almost like if Fabi gets close enough to Swan, he just falls off and loses it. But if he stays in clean air and stays far enough back, he drives consistent enough to get that gap going down again. It's tough. Clone trying to cross over down east. And Clone is going to get the spot. 3-car goes to 4th place. And yes, I did just hit puberty there for a split second. Now Down East has to try to get back around him. Again, Clone is one of the most aggressive drivers we have on the circuit. As well, Fabi's now 5 seconds ahead of Pudge. Gap to the lead is now 9/10 and pretty much stabilizing. Wow, Fabi is purple. Oh, he already has the purple lap. He might be trying to make it even better. I don't know, man. You're coming to the end of lap 8. I think you do have to pit this time. Yep, Fabi has to forfeit that purple lap to come down pit lane. As look at the fuel mileage Fabi has remaining compared to the 44. Pudge just ran it out. 0 fuel. Clone, okay, Clone wasn't out. Down East wasn't out. Look at Pudge in the middle. Top 2 still have gas. Pudge ran it out. And then the 2 behind him have gas. And look at how every single car on the lead lap is coming down pit lane this time. This field is so spread out right now because Swan right now is about to fill up and come out of the pits. Oh wow, somebody didn't pit. I wonder who that was. Trying to get this stupid list to work. It was Frankie in the 9 car. I can't remember if he pitted earlier or not, but yeah, Frankie's going to not pit this time. He's gonna... Looks like he's gonna get 5th place. He's gonna be right behind his teammate. I thought that's where he was a couple laps ago, so maybe he pitted early. I just wasn't really paying attention. And again, I'm not gonna show that bottom screen info where you can see the tire wear and all that, because don't want to show any of the team's infos, but yeah. Maybe he did pit, and I'm just not paying enough attention. And with that, Pudge lost the 3rd place spot. Once again, dude, Clone just timing his pit stops right. Always managing to somehow squeak his way into the top 3. Fabi came out the leader after that pit cycle. I just now noticed that, so clearly I need to really pay more attention to this as I'm live streaming it. Alright, I do believe that's Fabi's first lap led, I think, of this stage. I think he led a couple last stage. I'm not really sure about that at the moment. So here's the leaders. As you see the track map, the orange arrow, that's where they're located. And then back here in this little group, now coming out of that tri-oval section, is third place. And that is almost a 12-second gap between second and third alone. Then there's 5 seconds between Pudge and fifth place. I mean, again, field is just so spread out, it'd be almost impossible to get a caution at this rate. I think this is the battle we need to focus on because... Well, then again, Swan was the faster car in stage 1, so he might be able to actually power around Fabi to take the lead back. So, oh my gosh, I thought Pudge was going to go right into Clone. He was squealing those brakes. I'm actually shocked that car got slowed down in time. Coming back onto the oval section, the gap between these two is now 4/10. Clone gained on it for a little bit, now he's losing it. That gap just keeps going up and down. I think Pudge now has the draft. Just looking at the list on the left side, Down East is down to 6th. George fell all the way to 8th place. Still, man, Van Gogh and Hudge, they're stuck in the last 2 spots. Check up on the leaders. And now Fabi has a 1.4 second gap over Swan. Like I said, man, Fabi is just... He's overdue for a race win at this racetrack. Last season, he got absolutely cucked out of it because a driver who's no longer with us absolutely punted him out into the grass and basically caused him to finish 2 or 3 positions away from dead last. Then the season before that, he just couldn't keep up with the 14. I think he still finished 2nd, but yeah. Fabi's one of the best drivers here. He's one of the best drivers overall on the in the league, but at this racetrack, he really needs to get a win here. As Pudge does pull a move there, and he got around the 3 car. Notice back there from that last camera. That is a very loud horn, if you mind not doing that, sir. I know you're all happy and giddy about passing the 3 car, but celebrate after the race, okay? Thanks. Looking back at Clone, I wonder if he's going to be able to get up there and even challenge Pudge for 3rd. Again, Fabi, Swan, and Clone are all teammates. I think they're all running relatively the same equipment, but again, Swan and Fabi are just dialed in. Looking back at this group of cars, this group of cars, they're all spread out just enough to where they really can't battle each other. They can certainly see each other, but they're not going to be battling. They all have their spots locked in. And then these further back cars, oh dear God, they barely even see each other. So now the lead gap is now 1 second. Swan has gained about 4/10 on Fabi since we last checked. There will be 2 laps to go for stage 2 this time by. White flag is next time by. Again, if Fabi hits all of his marks, he should be good. He needs to not do what he did last stage, though, because he got just a little bit too sendy in the bus stop. I think he hit the grass on corner exit, and that caused his left rear tire to basically not have grip, and then it just nearly spun the car out. He went from 3/10 back to about 2.5 seconds. That gap is now 7/10, man. Swan is closing. Obviously, both these boys are racing to win this race, but if Swan can get this stage away from Fabi, that would make it so Swan could race to sweep this race and win both stages in the race. Fabi's just looking to finally ink his name onto the list of drivers that have won at this racetrack specifically. And if you look at the league stat sheets and the records and all of that stuff, Stuart Haas, I believe, has the most wins at this racetrack. Actually, for the Cup Series, I think only Stuart Haas have won a race here at this racetrack. There might be some other teams that won stages, but Haas only has Haas has won every race, so that's actually crazy. Coming through the bus stop, as we just mentioned, this was Fabi's troubling spot. He did get a little bit loose in the middle. He's getting loose on exit. That little loose section right there, I believe that's going to enable Swan to get right up to his bumper. And now coming to the white, these boys are going to be really close together. All right, whatever Fabi just did, he knows now, don't repeat it. Just hit your marks. You can do this. And here we go. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for stage 2. Just looking back, every other position is pretty much like there's no competition for them. So we're going to watch these leaders go through this last lap. Gap is now climbing up to about 7/10. It's been a pretty great race. With all this green flag racing, there's nothing but fuel strategy and tire strategy, and just you're not banking on cautions to make your moves. You're banking on the ability to drive that car and to make really good pit calls. Just noticed that Swan does have the fastest lap of a 39.7, which I do believe is the fastest lap of the race so far, even though Fabi is currently tracking in the purple for this. Coming out of the turn, going back onto the oval section, the lead is now 9/10. Now it's 7 and going down. Now it's going up a little bit. I think it now sustained. Oh boy, is Swan close enough to get into the draft? I actually don't think he is. Fabi is still tracking purple, man. Fabi might take this stage and take fastest lap, because I'm not sure if anybody could possibly beat a 139.6 or lower. Out of the bus stop, hit your marks, he's clean. And the lead gap is gaining. Oh man, he's no longer purple though. Hey, it don't matter. Stage win is a stage win. And the Daytona 500 winner coming out of the final corner, he is going to hold off a challenging Swan and win stage 2. We're going to check the lap time as he comes across the line. Oh, he wasn't even blue for that lap. But either way, a 139.7 by Swan is going to remain purple, but a great stage win by Fabi. He's coming into this season hot, man. I think, I can't remember if he won a stage last week. I almost think he might have. But yeah, won the Daytona 500, and now he took a 2-1 finish in the first 2 stages of this race. So Fabi's on a mission, man. He wants to win races this season. Again, we'll show the official grid here in a second, but Pudge did hold on to 3rd place over Clone. Let's see, Frank in 5th, George is still way back in 8th. Man, these poor petty cars, dude, they're so far back. I don't know what the issue is, man. I really don't. Again, they're just trying to finish the race, trying to get credit for the points they're about to receive for their positions. But yeah, looking back up at the top 2, man, these 2 right here, this was just a 12-lap battle twice. Now let's see what they can do for 20 consecutive laps. That's really where the fuel strategy is going to play a huge part in that, because that's going to be at least a 2-stop stage. Might even be 3. I think there's some drivers that have to make 3 stops for that by the time it's all over. If we have all green flag racing for that final stage, it really might come down to fuel strategy and how many pit stops you can or cannot make. But alright, here are the stage 2 results. I'm just throwing that on there so you can see the whole 10-car grid. I'm going to save that replay actually, just so I can look at that. And yeah, there are your results. And again, we will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes after they take their final stage break of the evening. Again, hope y'all are loving the streams. If you want to see more streams, please hit a like on this video. And then subscribe if you're new. And turn that notification bell on to get notified every time we go live. And alright, we will be right back. Alright, y'all, we're back. Sorry about that longer delay than last stage, I do believe, but we had to deal with something. One of the drivers have been permanently parked and also removed from this league because of just being an outright troublemaker, but hey, that happens with online league racing. Alright, we're ready to start this final stage. It should be a fun one. Again, I don't want to, like, risk calling something early. You never want to do that with any kind of sport or racing event, but if somebody has anything for the top two cars, they better do it now because they're just going to drive off with it. It's probably going to take a late caution and a really good restart from somebody to catch either of them. But once Pudge got in front of Clone and took over third place, he actually did show some single car speed, so you never know. Also, Hud's in the 66. He decided to park it. He's just going to be scored last for the final stage. His car just wasn't going right. He's just done for the night. It's all good for him, though. Just waiting on these boys to officially get this last stage started. Well, it's 9:15. We're still racing. Again, that's a pretty long race. But I do not believe it's going to be as long as that FES race. That FES race was insane. Which, again, I fully recommend you go watch it. Go to the live section and look for the Discount Tire 250 and just watch it. And if not the whole thing, watch the entirety of Stage 2. Because that was just insane. Oh, man. Hope y'all are enjoying your Monday. Tell you one thing, I'm really looking forward to whenever the fall season starts coming around. That's probably my favorite season, honestly. Whenever it starts getting cooler outside, that's just when I love to go outside. I'm not all for this over 100 degrees with the heat index. That is just not me. Alright, so now with all these cars on the track. And still going to have an 8-car field for this final stage, so should be a lot of packed racing. So Swan and Fabi have just screwed off with it. They're just going to run 1-2 all day, apparently. We saw Pudge, Clone, Frank, and Down East in a group together for a while. And then eventually that all got sorted out once Pudge got in front of them. Then again, Lone and Van Gogh just... I don't know. I think this is not one of Petty's best tracks. Because we've seen Lone with some wicked speed at some of our other road courses, just not much here. He just doesn't have that consistent speed to really try to go out and win a race. But hey, you can't be fast everywhere. Dear God, I thought that 9 car was going to spin out under caution. That was insane looking. Again, just another little shout out to our sponsors, Lone Wolf and Pudge, for taking money out of their own pocket to put towards our prize pool. Shout out to Wheels, Madden YouTuber. Also, go subscribe to Wheels FL on Twitch if you want to watch daily live streams every night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Shout out to Fabianski for making all of our cup cars, well, majority of our cup cars and the base templates we use to make all of them. Just literally the best guy I've ever seen in the paint booth. Nobody can do what he does in my eyes. And then, yeah, thanks to all y'all for watching these races and subscribing to our channel and all that. We really appreciate it. If anybody wants to race in the NASCAR Fantasy Racing League, just shoot me a message on PlayStation. That's CarFreak13. We can set you up an interview with our league admin. Also, we are not officially sponsored by any big company of any sorts. I mean, if you want to have your company's name and logo in our league, we can get you like a logo on every single car that runs, and we could even name one of our series after you. So just name an example, like it could be the McDonald's Cup Series, it could be the, I don't know, just picture your company name and then Cup Series. So yeah, if you're wanting to get some promotion, please also message me. And this is the Choose Gun. Holy outside line in the blink of an eye! Dear God! Van Gogh did not stick with his Petty teammate. I'm just shocked at how it seemed like almost the whole field went high, and actually Clone abandoned his Haas teammates. Clone went high, the other two Haas cars stay low, so this should be a very interesting restart. Now, one of the big questions is, can Pudge get anything going on the outside, or is he just going to get outbraked by Fabi? And here we go, y'all. 20 laps to settle the Goodyear 250. Coming down to the start-finish line, green flag is out. They are 3 wide back there for 4th place. Wow, Fabi and the inside line just got a great restart. They are 3 wide for 2nd place, actually. Fabi holds the lead. Swan's in 2nd. They were almost 3 wide still. They got that worked out. Pudge is in 3rd. He is within striking distance, trying to go to 2nd as Clone got into the 43. There are 2 cars off into the grass. I'm not sure if that's going to be a caution. Looking up at the leaders. Yep, that is a caution. All right, so yellow flag is already out. Again, kind of a repeat of stage 1, I believe, where we're not even going to get a full green flag lap in to start the stage. I don't know what that was about. I think the 3 car just underbraked and got into Lone, and then down east was just collateral damage. I don't know what caused him to go off into the grass. Oh yeah, anytime a single car wrecks by itself, it can be a caution, but anytime we have more than 1 car off pace or turned around, that's automatically a caution. And again, if you love NASCAR racing, but don't like the league you're in, please join the NFRL, because we have a very stable setup on how we run things here. We have a really good system for how we do the points and all that. It's quite a unique league. I mean, it started up in 2021 because I had been in a few other NASCAR leagues, and I either hated how they ran things, or I just really didn't get much respect out of anybody. So yeah, we started on GT Sport. We had just the Cup Series, and then last season we introduced the Xfinity Series, followed by the Oshkosh Series right after that. And right now, we currently have 5 different sanctioned series that we run over time, including a very fun bus series on Wreckfest, which that will be going racing again next year, so that's going to be fun. So again, if you have a PlayStation and you have Gran Turismo 7 and you love NASCAR racing, by all means, message CarFreak13 on PlayStation and we will get you in here to come race with us. Cars are coming down to the tri-oval section. They will be coming down to the start-finish line. And we got 8 cars 4x4. Coming down here once again, Pudge is going to have another shot at it from the outside. Green flag is out. Hard braking zone. Pudge is actually making it work on the outside. Can he actually get it? Wow, there's a car that just flew off into the tires. That is Frank in the 9 car. He looks fine. Wow, that's going to put Frank in 7th place. It's not fine, but obviously he didn't wreck his car, so that's good. Clone is now up in position to try to get something working on the 44. He's getting him loose right there. Oh, that is not what Swan wants to see, as Down East is now in striking position. Clone better be careful, because Swan is his teammate, and if Clone takes him out, Down East is going to pass both of them. Pudge to the inside of the 16, almost made it work. Fabi's going to hold the lead, and Clone's just trying to stay with that 44. I don't know if he can do it. Wow, Fabi looked really slow coming through that corner. Oh, there's some squealing tires there in the back. And everything's going to pan out a little bit, but I'm shocked Pudge didn't get around the 16. He dove it in there so deep, I thought he was actually going to get that spot. Going off into the bus stop. Really fast speeds in this new Cup car. Oh my gosh, Clone is wicked sideways. I'm not sure if he got a bump from the 16, but that was really loose. He's still loose. Yeah, I think Down East is going to get around him. Pudge goes to the outside. He's going to bury Down East behind Clone. Down East has nowhere to go. He can't go under the yellow, obviously. Pudge going high just massively slowed the 16 down, and now these 3 cars are really close to one another. And that's racing, folks. Dear God. Going off into turn 1. I'm not sure if Clone's trying to block or if he's just trying to get a proper entrance into the corner. Now going off into turn 2. Just looking at the leaders, so Fabi still leads, Swanson second. Back there in third through sixth, that's where the main action's happening right now. I'm watching Pudge's line. I thought Pudge was diving in there, but no, Clone actually missed his braking point, so that's why that happened. Pudge up to third. Lone out of nowhere is up to fifth place. How about that 43 car back in contention? Dear God. All right. Well, it looks like Clone's actually purple, but that lap time is nowhere near what the fastest lap of this race is. Well, let's see, where are these leaders at? Wow, there's only 2 tenths separating these leaders. It's just so funny to me that as hard as these guys are racing, Fabi and Swan, it's like they know their teammates, they're not racing each other too hard, and they're not risking taking each other out. And they have just been racing so well together. Again, Haas is in a spot right now to sweep this whole race and possibly take a 1-2 in all 3 stages. Clone is pushing the crap out of Pudge, trying to get him up near the 2 front runners. Clone is not lifting, if you couldn't notice. He is just pushing everything with that car. I almost thought I saw the brake rotors glowing on that 3 car, and it's still pretty bright out here. That's pretty wild to see at this time of day. Look at that gap. The gap to the leader is now 7 tenths, now 8 tenths. Dear God, Swan's starting to fall off a little bit. Still, man, these four cars are the closest together. And then you got Van Gogh and Frankie in the back. I'm not sure what happened to Frankie. He underbraked, and then he shot off near the tire barriers coming through turn 1. And ever since that, he has not been able to recover. So I don't know what his issue is. As they're coming back onto the oval section, Frank is starting to really creep up on Van Gogh, seeing if he can get anything going to take 7th place away from him. Coming down to the bus stop, looks like the lead, it looks like it's shrinking a little bit actually. Swan's starting to finally catch up to Fabi. Looking at the gap still, I mean, it's about 4 tenths, and Fabi's purple again. As we come down, we're going to complete lap 5, and with that, again, the pit cycle, I think it started a little bit late last time, but it should start around lap 7 or 8. I'm shocked at how fast these Haas boys are, man, because look at the gap between Swan and Pudge. It's 3.3 seconds, and I mean, I know Clone's giving a lot of racing to Pudge right now, but you know, I wouldn't think it would be that far off. As you look back up with those, wow, I think that was Pudge with the purple lap time through Sector 1. All right, that 2 car finally showing some speed. He's starting to get in front of the 3 car just a little bit. I'm really watching Lone here, man, because he's had just an up and down day. He was near last most of Stage 2. He's going to almost get into the back of the 3 car. That was really close. He was just grinding on the brake pedal. Down East is now trying to challenge him for that 5th place spot. Again, Down East is running a weird schedule this season. I'm not sure if he's full-time or part-time. But, yeah, I mean, he's trying his best to get points for Colleague. Again, I mentioned, Down East was on Stuart Haas with 1 week to go before the regular season started. And then within that gap, he left Haas and joined Colleague before the season started. Lone went into the grass, and he fell so far off pace, Down East is now going to be about a second in front of him. And these cars are so spread out. They're completing lap 6, which I guess technically is lap 5, since you can't really count the first pace lap. Watching that gap to the leader. It's now 1.5 seconds. Okay, what the heck happened to Swan? Fabi currently with the fastest lap of a 140.4, but again, I think that 39.7, I think it was, from stage 2, I think that's going to stand as the fastest lap of today's race. I'm going to say this, hoping not to jinx anything, but for once this weekend, I would love to have a race finish that does not require a green-white. Please, oh please, I'm begging these boys, just let the race finish. Just let it finish, not that hard. And the way these boys are separated right now, again, it's going to be really hard to have a caution come out unless one driver just makes an outlandish mistake and then calls yellow for it. And the lead gap is 1.3 seconds. I tell you, man, if Fabi can pull off this win, it'll be a lot of career firsts. Would be his first career win at Daytona road course. Be the first time in his career that he wins back-to-back races in any series, but to do that in the Cup Series would be insane. Again, we had the NFRL Awards, which I'm not sure when or if that video is going to get posted on our YouTube channel, but Fabi was voted most likely to succeed. I know you all have seen that category a lot in your old yearbooks, but yeah, most likely to succeed based on overall performance from last season. And you can't vote the defending series champion as the most likely to succeed, because obviously the champion would win that every time since he's the champion. But yeah, we knew Fabi was quick. He did not win a race last season, but I think he won about 5 stages, so he was in contention for a few of them. Now he's looking real strong today, as that lead gap is now up to 1.9 seconds. Now up over 2 seconds, so it's going back down a little bit. Still, Fabi's he's putting in the work, man. That car is just dialed in. He's currently purple on his current lap. It's crazy to watch it, man, because we've seen the 14 car absolutely dominate this league for 4 seasons. And now in this 5th season, while it's still a Haas driver, at least it's a different number for a change. Coming around to the oval, looks like we have a couple of cars in a small group back here. I'm not sure what happened to Pudge. Again, I was watching the leaders so much, I did not see what happened mid-pack here, but Pudge fell back to 5th, as all 3 of these guys are now close together, so now we finally have some racing to watch. Clone trying to hold steady in 3rd. Down East has worked his way all the way up to challenge for 3rd. He was way back there a while back trying to bat alone. Through the bus stop, everybody gives each other just enough room as Pudge spins out on bus stop exit. I mean, he does a perfect 360 and saves it, but that is not the point. I do believe that's going to bring out a yellow flag. And yep, you can hear it right there, the cars are letting off, so that is the first caution, or no, sorry, the second caution of this stage. I think that's only the 4th caution we've had all day. It might only be 3, I'm not even sure if we had a caution last stage. Yeah, I think Pudge had a lot of dirty air back there trying to keep up with Down East, and then once he got into the grass, it just, nope, game over. Well, now that's going to throw a big monkey wrench into this, because they're going to come to pits after lap 9. Wow, so that's going to be... Okay, well now all of a sudden it's basically like you have a regular stage remaining, so you pit now, and then everybody will have to do one more pit stop before the race ends, so it doesn't make things too difficult. In fact, it might even make things easier. Tell you one person who was glad to see that yellow flag, everybody except the leaders. So yeah, many people were glad to see that yellow flag, not just one person. Fabi and Swan were in a different time zone. Everybody else just trying to be acknowledged at this point. And yeah, when you look at these cars, man, they're just insane to look at because they look so good. I don't normally go to this camera, but we're going to go to this outside car camera. So look at the front of this car. If you're a NASCAR fan, you obviously recognize it. It's literally the Gen 6 NASCAR Chevy SS. Now, what this car actually is, it's a Nissan Silvia. But the way Fabi made this thing look, it literally looks like the old school Chevy SS. Again, it just looks incredible. If you look at this car, the old, I want to say Gen 4 era Monte Carlo from NASCAR, just insane. Look at this. This is a Dodge Intrepid from way back in the day, but he actually made custom outline headlights and then a lot of custom bumper accents to make sure it looks like the car, and it really does. Look back here. That's a modern next-gen Camaro. It's one of the simpler cars, but it still looks really good. This is a really old-school Pontiac Grand Prix. I mean, literally, this car was back in, like, the Ricky Craven number 32 Tide car days, you know, just, it looks like the old-school car. I mean, yeah, it's just, every car, just, it looks insane. It looks absolutely insane. And that is all thanks to Fabi, because he does all of this by himself. He has no help from anybody else. It is all him. So, again, Fabi is just the car god in here. Looking at the fuel mileage, I'm a little shocked to see that because he was in Fabi's draft a lot, so I'm shocked that didn't actually eat away the gas. But now with Fabi leading, I'm not sure if anybody's going to take tires. Oh, Swan will take tires. Okay, so Fabi should come out the leader. Fabi, oh yeah, Fabi just filled it all the way up. Screw that. Then Clone, wow, Clone comes out second. Swan falls all the way back to 5th place. He might have been the only driver to take tires that pit cycle. Van goes into the top 5 for the first time today. As we're looking through the grid, Pudge falls all the way to dead last. He might have taken tires too. Oh man, so we're basically going to approach the halfway mark on this stage when they come across the start-finish line to take the restart. Now this is going to be one of the most interesting restarts of the day because Swan is one of the fastest cars here, and now he's going to be mid-pack. So I really wonder how that's going to work. That's also a big piece of work here because in FES, Swan's car was not so fast when he got back in traffic. So yeah, we're really going to have to see if he can get back to the front easily or if it's going to be a challenge. Van Gogh being so close to the front, he's been in the back all day, but now that he's close to the front, he might be able to pull something out. It's the fact that Frank and Pudge are in 7th and 8th. I can't believe the RFK cars are once again in the back. But again, it's early. It's only mid-stage. I mean, if they both took tires on that pit stop, that makes a lot of sense. But Fabi didn't take tires. I'm not sure what the tire wear rate is here, but that might come back to bite him later in the race. Because if you have to make a pit stop for tires at least once in this stage, like you just can't make it to the end without getting a new set, Fabi's screwed. As they go through the choose cone, a lot of cars on the inside, wow. Yeah, so actually 5 on the inside, 3 on the outside. That's interesting. I'm shocked Swan didn't take the shot to go up to the high side, maybe get in the 3rd row or better. Here we go, coming down to the restart zone. Fabi and Lone front row, Clone and Frank 2nd row. And here we go, green flag is out. We have 11 laps to go in this stage. Frank gave a good shot to the 43. He's going to try to get up there. Frank's going to try to dive inside of him, can't get the run. Frank is going to get the push, though, as they are 3 wide for the lead. Frank is in the middle. Frank is at Fabi's door. He almost clips him, and oh, big crash. 9 car spinning in the grass. Do you believe, oh, God. I don't know what Pudge was just doing. I think he saw a section of unmowed grass, but now it's mowed. And, yeah, that should be that should have been a caution, but they're not doing it, and they are side by side for the lead. Coming down to this right-hander. Clone is in striking position for the lead. I'm just trying to get confirmation if that wasn't a yellow, and they're still going full steam. No, we are staying green flag after, I think it was Frank got spun, and then Pudge just went off into a different universe and then came right back. So Fabi stays in the lead. Down East is now in 3rd, trying to push Clone up. Down East needs to get to Clone's bumper, though. He's not doing anything back there, a couple of car lengths back. Swan in 4th. Oh, Lone's in 5th. I can't believe what happened to these RFK boys again. Frank got a huge push that he was able to thread the leaders and go in the middle, but then all of a sudden I saw Pudge shoot across the grass like some Tesla lawnmower, and yeah, I am shocked that wasn't a caution flag. Down East and Clone are finally linked up. That should help push them all the way up to Fabi. Does Clone go for the pass? He does not. I know that's not what Down East wanted to see. Down East is probably thinking, hey, I'm going to push you up to him. You better go around him. But hey, they are teammates. Again, with this heavy braking zone. Looked like Swan underbraked. Swan is in fourth currently. Lone's actually challenging him, and Swan's going to go off the track. Oh boy. There's another car off the track. It's Clone in the 3 car. Trying to take a listen here. There's still green flag, I think. We're going to go in-car camera. You can see a lot in this camera, which is cool. Nope, they're still green. We'll look at this from Down East view to see what he's seeing, trying to chase down Fabi. Now all of a sudden there's a 2.6 second gap between second and third again. The lead to Fabi is actually shrinking a little bit. That's kind of shocking to see. Swan is still going to maintain fourth, even though he got literally punted into the grass. Vincent's still maintaining a top 5 right now. Pretty good job by that 42 car. I don't know what happened to Clone either. Someone got to his inside and just basically used him as a brake. See, Down East, he is still within 4/10. He's now starting to get Fabi's draft. There's a lot of space to get draft here. I just don't know if there's enough room to make the pass going into turn 1. He might be able to get up to his bumper by the time they get to turn 1, but I don't think he's going to be able to make the move. And I just noticed that that sun is setting, and man, the sky out tonight looks amazing with this race. I'm glad that it's not going to nighttime at warp speed. Down East got a really good corner exit. Lead is now down to under 2/10, and Down East is there challenging for the lead. Out of nowhere, it seems like. Down East always seems to show up to these races when he's in a colleague race car. Colleague really knows how to work with Down East to give him some superior equipment. Gap to the leader is still getting smaller, shockingly. Down East a little bit hard on the brakes. He's going to try to go a little bit more to the outside. Again, Fabi's right there. Fabi's not getting away from Down East. And again, I haven't really seen what Down East could do because he hasn't been near the lead. Being back in traffic, it's always hard to tell how fast a car really is, but it's obvious Down East is pretty stinking quick tonight. As you look back through the field, Lone is actually up to 3rd place. I think he's been there the whole time. It's just I don't remember seeing his name that high on the leaderboard. Clone has worked his way back up to 5th place, and look at this. He's now challenging his teammate Swan for 4th. I mentioned this at the top. If something happens to Swan, I wonder how his car would do in traffic. And right now, it seems like his car is just not there. Alright, so we have not done this all race tonight. I've mentioned it a few times, and we are finally going to do it. It's going to be at least for 1 lap unless something happens, but we're going to do an NFRL crank it up, and let's hear those engines. All right, and we are going to come back here because after that one lap, Down East has really gotten close to Fabi. We saw Swan, Lone, and Clone really battling back there for that third spot. I'm shocked that Lone is actually still holding that spot right now. But yeah, once again, Down East coming out of nowhere for Colleague, showing some speed. We look back here at these boys, things are getting a little dicey back here. I'm trying to watch both of these groups, I don't know which one to watch. We can see both of them here. Down East still staying behind Fabi. Swan, I thought he had a moment to go under him right there for a second. Pudge is back there in 6th. If he gets up to Clone, he's going to be in this group. Currently on lap 15. I think there's still one more pit cycle that needs to happen. Nobody can make it to the end right now. Swan gets under the 43 just a little bit. Pudge under brakes. He just shoots almost into the grass. Wow. And look up at the leaders. Still about the same gap. He's going to go back to these guys. So many different things happening on the racetrack right now. That's the gap right there. That's how close Pudge is. Again, Clone and Swan are teammates. You know they're going to try to work together to try to get around that 43, but all of a sudden Lone is showing a lot of speed. It's just funny to me that in stages 1 and 2, Fabi and Swan are untouchable, and now all of a sudden in this stage, Down East is giving Fabi a literal run for his money, and now Swan's stuck in traffic back and forth. I mean, just things can change in the blink of an eye, and it's always fun to watch. Dude, Fabi cannot get away from Down East. We're going to do a lap comparison. 141.0 for Fabi and a 141.1 for Down East. Their cars are almost identical. Down East hits a little bit of a better apex. He is going to close up big time on Fabi. Here he comes. Is he going to make the move here? It looks like he will, or at least he thought about it for a second. Here he comes to the inside. He's going to go for it. Down East trying to go for the lead. Oh, he gets loose. Fabi powers down on the outside. He's going to hold the lead. Now these four driving for 3rd place. Swan's going to try to go inside of the 43. He almost clipped him. He almost clipped him. Looking back up at the leaders. Down East with a big run on the outside. Just look here. Wow, it looked like Lone was going to miss the corner, but then all of a sudden the Swan just fell back again. Pudge is going to get under the 3 car and go around. Looks like for 5th place. Looking back up at the leaders once again as Pudge is looking to charge through all of those guys back there. Down East is going to try going to the outside, maybe making it too wide. The outside won't work now. It might work now. Fabi blocks. Again, with one more pit stop coming, I don't know how aggressive you want to be here. Always get a little nervous watching that bus stop because that is where Fabi is kind of at his weakest. Because that's the one spot where he's made multiple mistakes. Pudge is going to try to go inside the 44. He's going to make the pass for 4th place. Pudge is coming. He is on his way. Pudge basically interrupted those 2 Haas guys and gave Lone the opportunity to go out and get a gap. Good God, this is insane racing. And there's still quite a few laps to go in this. Clone's going to come to the pits now. I think he's going to try that strategy again because when he pitted early, I believe in stage 1, he actually made up some time against the 43 car. Down East went way to the outside. He's trying to keep that car underpowered. Here we go. Nope, the gap is still climbing. I think he lost a little bit at the start, but then that outside momentum really gave him the momentum coming out of that. I cannot believe that by the end of this race, it might actually be Down East being the one challenging Fabi for this race win. Pudge! He looked low for a second. Couldn't make the pass happen that time. And trying to watch both of these groups of cars. As shocking as this might sound, Pudge and Lone are starting to drive away from Swan. I know they kind of have draft and they're kind of working together, but again, Swan is one of the fastest cars out here, and he is trapped right now in 5th place. Coming around the bus stop. Looking at that gap change on the East is doing, because again, when you don't see how fast somebody is, you think they're just one of the average slow cars. But now all of a sudden that he's with Fabi, he's on Fabi's level, easily. And I don't know when these boys are going to have to pit. I know Fabi has decent fuel mileage. Oh, but also remember, Fabi did not take tires in that last pit stop. Oh, man, that could play a huge part in this. Lone and Pudge, both to pit lane. Swan's going to stay out. Down east, he's just... It seems like he's thinking, where do I make this move? Is it too risky here? Am I going to try to lose something here? Is it too risky over there? Just so many things running through Down East's head right now. When to make this move? When they come to the line this time, there will be 3 laps to go. And just to let you all know, this is the final race at anything related to Daytona for a while, because next week we're going off to new tracks. The lead gap is now up to about 5/10. I wonder if Down East took a look at that fuel gauge and he's like, maybe I don't want to push too hard right now. Nah, he's still staying with them. If I had to guess, I think the Haas boys are going to come down pit lane this time, so I think Fabi and Swan should be down into the pits. The question is, does Down East follow them? I think you almost have to. If you're this close with draft, you might as well stay with them. Down East, closing the gap. He is right on the 4 car's bumper. He is right there, literally. Down East is in position, man. He could take this. He gets underneath the 4 car. He is there, but Fabi's going to make a late block. He almost got clipped. Oh, man. So pit lane this time, yes or no? Fabi's looking like he will, and yes, both leaders to the pits. There's the gap when they came in. It was 1/10. Swan is 15 seconds behind the leaders. What a change in this race. We're going to keep our eyes on both of these cars. I'm curious who takes tires and who doesn't. Well, the main question is Fabi. Swan stays out. Swan might try to make it to the end. Oh, boy. Actually, Fabi's taking a lot of gas. I don't know if Swan can make it to the end. Fabi didn't take tires. Down East didn't take tires. And wow, Fabi actually came out right behind Swan. Okay, so this is your race for the lead. I definitely don't think Swan can make it to the end. And if he does, he's fuel saving, and at which point Fabi's going to be able to get right around him. But this now puts Swan in a position where he could help Fabi to get far enough ahead of Down East where Down East can't even challenge. I cannot believe, once again, I'm going to keep saying this as long as this race goes on tonight, I can't believe the stuff happening tonight. Down East is still within the draft zone, so I think he should be able to suck up to Fabi. Yeah, so you see the gap. It's 7/10 between Swan and Fabi, but then it's 4/10 and lowering for Down East and Fabi. Actually, the gaps on both of them are going down. I think both of the cars have draft. Oh, I thought Fabi got really loose right there. Nope, he holds it. I think he barely kept his tires on the track there, too. He actually just made up a lot of time on Down East. Well, there's 2 questions. Can Swan make it to the end? And if not, can Down East get back to Fabi? Swan still stays out. You know what, let me check Swan. Did he pit? Did Swan pit? He has a pit icon on lap 17, I think? I don't know, but Fabi's going to go right around for the lead. Again, we're not going to show the bottom info to reveal the fuel and all that and the tires, but I don't know when he last pitted. Either way, we're going to see. Swan might go dry trying to battle Fabi for the lead, and now Fabi is in a really good position to try to win this race. I don't know about Down East, though, man. He's within striking range. I don't know how Down East timed this out so perfectly. He got a really good move on one of the restarts, then all of a sudden he was just near the front. Again, this is the NFRL Cup Series, our most premier series, and the one that has the most money on the line for the point finishers at the end of the season. Looking at the gaps, Down East is definitely within drafting range of Swan. Yeah, but then Swan's getting draft off of Fabi, and I think he's actually pulling ahead of him just a little bit. We'll be coming to the white flag this time. A caution would have to come out sometime between now and when they get to the line. If not, the next flag will end the race. Down east looks like he's fallen off a little bit. I don't remember if Swan pitted. But here we go. Coming down to the start-finish line. Swan's not pitting. Apparently he's good to make it to the end. Door to door for the lead. 1 lap to go. Presented by Credit One Bank. Here we go. Swan thinks he can make it, so I guess send it. We know Fabi can make it. We saw him pit. I don't remember seeing Swan pit. Because I could have sworn I saw... Oh! Swan's going to give Fabi a big, huge push. That looked a lot like what happened last season. I thought it was going to replay itself, and they better be careful because down east is literally right there. These guys are teammates. Both of them want the win, but obviously only one gets it. Look how close down east is. Now all of a sudden he's really starting to fire through with that car. He's on Swan's bumper. He's right there. 3-car battle for the lead at one of the most technical road courses on our schedule. Swan is literally on Fabi's bumper. Down east is trying to get up to him. I'm keeping the camera on Swan because we can see the gaps on the left side between both drivers as Fabi he dove low. I thought he was going to get clipped. This is it. Swan trying to get his first point race win of this season, and actually I think his first Cup win ever. Fabi trying to get back-to-back and also get his first win at this track. Through the bus stop, Swan's a little bit slow, but here they come. Oh, and the lead is starting to grow as down east is going to go by, and I do believe Swan is out of gas, ladies and gentlemen. Swan ran it dry, basically the new plasma of Stuart Haas, and Fabi is going to do it for the first time in his career. He is finally going to... Oh my God! Oh my God! Fabi ran out of gas at the start-finish line, and down east is going to win by 3/10. Did that just happen? Did that just happen? Oh my God! Okay, so, Fabi was about 2 car lengths from the start-finish line. Down east was coming on the outside, and Fabi and Swan both just ran dry to the start-finish line. Fabi will once again lose out on winning at the road course, and down east just brought Colleague back to the Cup Series victory lane. Oh my God! Okay, so I hope to God I can save that replay. Okay, I can't. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Oh my, there's your results, if that makes any sense. Oh my gosh. When they pitted, down east took maybe 4 to 6% more than Fabi, came out a couple car lengths behind him. I didn't know where Swan was because I didn't know when he pitted the last time, but I'm through the ceiling right now. I'm shocked y'all still hear me. My head is through the ceiling. If you look back at this race and watch it start to finish, Swan and Fabi are the fastest cars all day. Nobody could touch them. Down east all of a sudden is relevant in the final stage, and he stays with Fabi, basically matching his lap times until the end. And then at the very end, he wins it by like maybe 1 car length over Fabi because he ran dry. I do believe that's the first time ever that at least 2 Stuart Haas cars have run out of gas in the same race. And I do believe we're going to see about down east. That is going to be down east 4th career Cup Series win. Oh my God. Again, that's the one thing about watching it live. You never know what's going to happen. You can never predict anything, certainly, and that's proof of that. Oh my... Okay, well... I'm going to calm down a little bit. We're going to let these boys set up for the burnout lap. Oh my God. Again, like and subscribe. This is the NFRL NASCAR Fantasy Racing League. Whew. I am in complete and utter shock. And again, right now, they're all freaking out. They're all going crazy in the league chat. We're just going to give them a second. I try to wait until everybody has a shot to give the leader a bump or whatever, you know, and then talk to him after he starts the burnout process or near that. Oh my gosh. So back-to-back races. FES and then Cup. FES, Frank becomes a first-time winner as the RFK rookie. Shows up randomly when he really wasn't there all day. And then in today's race, Down East showed up in the final stage, was matching our leader's lap times after not really being there, and then he passes him by about 2 car lengths to win the race because Fabi ran dry. That might be one of the best weekends of racing we've ever had in the NFRL. And I'm just over here still freaking out. What a change to the points. What a change to the whole thing, because I cannot believe that just happened. I'm over here talking about tire wear as if that was going to be the main problem with the 4-car. But no, apparently the main problem was the fuel. Like, Swan ran dry. That wasn't very surprising, but it kind of was since he stayed out. But, yeah, I can't believe that. We're going to start spectating here in a second. Let's see if I can get this going. And again, we'll get Fabi on the line here. Or not Fabi, sorry, Down East. We'll certainly get Down East on the line here in a second. Fabi must feel defeated right now, man, because again, that is 3 races now that we've run at Daytona Road Course for the Cup Series. Fabi has been one of the best cars each time, and again, he just comes up a little bit short. Oh my gosh. Down East, man. What a drive. What a statement the Call League made. Because again, Down East was going to run a part-time schedule with the Haas boys. They had that all lined up. He was going to run in all 4 of our main series. And then right before the season started, he said many times, Stuart Haas is just not for him. He's going to have too many obligations where he feels like he's not going to be putting in the most that he could for the team. Because again, with Stuart Haas being one of the best, you want to be on your best ability of driving. And Down East and Haas agreed to part ways, even though they had a contract signed. And then, yeah, Down East goes to Call League. I do believe he won the FES Clash race, which he beat another Haas driver, basically 1v1. And now he comes to the first road course race of the season, literally matches Fabi's pace late out of nowhere, and then he's going to take this Hyper Ice car to Daytona Victory Lane. He pockets 5 playoff points. That was insane. Fabi was still going, I think he was going fast enough. He could have tried to dive up in front of him, but thankfully he didn't, because both of those cars would have been totaled. But that was just a phenomenal piece of driving by Down East. Alright, we're going to hop in the chat and we're going to get him on the line here, because dear Lord.
That entry speed's 130, right?
Hey, Down East, this is Formal Guy up in the booth with almost no mouth left. You got a copy?
Take a water butt. Yes, I got you.
Alright, so I gotta say something first. I just screamed so loud in the booth, I literally think every pane of glass just broke out and stabbed anybody sitting below the booth. I was about through the ceiling when I was watching that. I thought Swan might go dry because he didn't pit I thought Fabi might not have the same tires that you did at the end, but what's going through your head coming from the back, matching Fabi's pace for the first time all race, and then you beat him by 2 car lengths because he went dry? What are the feelings?
If someone was to ask me if the Hyperice 16 was going to make the victory lane, I'm like, yeah, you're kidding. That ain't going to happen. And obviously for stage 1 and 2, I didn't think the team really had it, because I had a setup for that I was going to use for the entire race, and by end of stage 2, I don't know, something didn't feel right about it. I think it seemed like I had the cornering, but I didn't have the straight line speed on the oval, so we took a different approach to stage 3, and I was trying to do the same thing I did in Oshkosh and FES, and that was to aim the apexes a bit better. I wasn't really aiming those the greatest in stages 1 and 2. And when we had that late caution and I came out in 3rd, I'm like, okay, there may be a chance for me, but I'm still not going to look at the bright side of it, because I think Fabi and Swan was going to walk away with it. And when it was just down to me and Fabi battling, I thought, you know, Haas has a better field mileage than Colleague does. With all the subs and whatnot, I'm thinking Fabi's going to walk away with this. And so when it came down to... So when me and Fabi came out of pits and we saw Swan go by, I'm like, all right, great. Them two are going to walk away, and I'm going to be stuck in 3rd high and dry. Then next thing you know, I see Swan runs out of fuel. I'm like, okay, Silver's not bad. Then, yeah, I was shocked when I saw Fabi slow down. I'm like, there's no way. I could have sworn Fabi got more fuel than me, but yeah, I'm pretty excited that, you know, this may be the only cup win I may get in a long time with me being a part-timer in the series, but if 1 win is all I get out of the series, that's okay with me.
So I have a big piece of information for you that I just found out. So on the NFRL all-time wins list for the Cup Series, there is a 3-way tie for 2nd place, being you, Lone, and Plasma tied at 3 wins. You now hold the sole spot of 2nd place for most wins all time as a Cup Series driver. This is your 4th career win. And it doesn't matter how you earned it, because obviously you showed driver talent and speed by matching Fabi's speed there at the end. But I cannot believe that you're coming into this season as a part-time driver for Colleague of all seasons or all teams, and now you are the 2nd most winningest driver of the NFRL. Like, I cannot believe what you just accomplished tonight, man.
I'm surprised with the stats you actually have listed, because if I was in a 3-way tie for 2nd with most wins, once again, I would say, you're kidding. That's not true. So I guess I have loaned a Zing for not, you know, dooring me like you did in FES back and forth. So there was a few times we did that we were close in that one particular turn, but at least at the best it was a love tap, but I'm glad he kept my car in one piece and I kept his car in one piece.
Well, you know what, man? I'm gonna get somebody to pull me out of the ceiling, and then I'm gonna call a architect to redesign this booth. And then I'm gonna have to order a lot of glass online, because this booth is wide open right now. It's kind of breezy up here. But I cannot say congratulations enough to you for the win. And holding the sole spot as 2nd winningest driver, that is a crazy big honor. I can't imagine what that feels like. But congrats on the win. Congrats on all the speed that Colleague is showing. Whether you're running full-time or part-time this season, I know that team is going to be so happy for you. And again, I cannot wait to see what more you can do this season.
I'm hoping so too. I know Oshkosh and FES is what we're aiming for, but we'll see what we can make out of those seasons at least. So, y'all, I want to give a huge shout-out to everybody who's watching this race. I know we had about 8 viewers earlier. That was cool to see. And again, if you're new, please subscribe and switch that notification bell on, because you'll get notified every time we go live, which, again, Friday, Saturday, and Monday, stream days, 7 Eastern normally on most days. Sometimes it might be 7:30 delayed.
thank you all so much for watching, and thanks for all of our daily viewers. And don't forget, be sure to check out our channel because we also have other races that have already been pre-taped. We have funny moments for many other video games, just across many video games for that. But thank you all so much for watching. This is the NASCAR Fantasy Racing League, and we will see y'all next time.